Hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word and truth and sincerity. Shalom to you, believers out there, the Aki and Wahakwath. And the title of this lesson, as you can see scrolling, the banner scrolling at the bottom is what? Miss not the discourse of the elders. Okay, and particularly I follow GMS, the elders, the apostles, the elders there, men who rule well, give out great instruction on the do's and don'ts, give great breakdowns of the scriptures, very, very edifying from the apostles on down to brothers, man. Okay, so I just want to get into the account of Rehoboam because a lot of times, especially with younger generations, they always think, when we was young once, we you think you got it. You 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, you start smelling yourself even in your early 20s, and you could tend to drift from the discourse of your parents or wise elders that gave you counsel, only later to realize what they were saying was very, very true, and it would have helped you in your early stages of life. But life is about learning because the best teacher is what? Experience. So I just want to kind of put this put this lesson out here. It's meant for who it's meant for. um, so let's get into it. This is First Kings verse 12. All right. And you see the headline, all right, Rehoboam acts foolishly. This was King Solomon's son, all right. And we pretty much, all of us in the know, we know the account. For newer brothers and sisters who don't understand the account, um, this is where the split of the United Kingdom happened. And when I mean the United Kingdom, I ain't talking about um, the UK today. I'm talking about between Judah in Israel, meaning between the northern and southern kingdoms, which Judah, Benjamin, and Levi will represent the southern kingdom, and the rest of the 9 tribes will represent the northern kingdom. Okay. But again, we must not miss the discourse of elders. We all have been young and received advice from our parents and elders, and we shunned it and we thought we had it all and we went about our way. And again, later to become an adult your own self and realize what they were saying was man, like they was giving you the game, dropping gems on you. Okay, so let's get it. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make king. And it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt. Okay, they sent they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, all right, thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father and heavy yoke which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee. So this is, basically the northern kingdom asking Rehoboam, who came in King Solomon's stead. Now he's king. They're asking him to, make the load lighter for us. All right. So let's get into it. Let's see what he say. And he said unto them, depart ye for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed. And King Rehoboam consulted with the old men. All right. So here it is. He's consulting with the older men, the elders that stood before Solomon, his father, while he yet lived, and said, how do you advise me that I may answer this people? So he came to the old men that was with his father, the elders that was around before he was even born. Okay. Which that first action was very, very smart. All right. Because, you got to be around wise elders because you got some old fools too. But let's get this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 9. It says, miss not the discourse of the elders. All right, and that's the title. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers, right? You know. Your grandfather, he might be 40, 50 years older than you. He learned from his father and his father before him. And basically, when your father or grandfather is giving you game, it's because they seen it, went through it, and they already experienced the trial of error. All right, it's already been that experience there. So by the time they telling you, they already, they already learned something that happened from them or they brother and they sister, and so they telling you, so you won't fall into the pit. But again, the best teacher is experience itself. All right, for they also learn of their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need require. Okay, and that's another thing when you're around wise old people, you know, you don't be trying to do all that yapping. You know what I'm saying? To tell you, hey, give an answer as needed required. So if they ask you something, yeah, you answer it. But when you're around wise older people, there's no need for you to be yapping off, because all that's gonna do is make you look silly. You know, here it is, they 20, 30, 40 years older than you, and you trying to, you yapping on about something they've been experienced years before you was born. And again, that's a lot what's wrong with, the youth. They had no respect for their elders. All right, which would prove to be, which is flagrant, and it proves to be the mistake made to why our people fall into so many pit, you know. So let's continue on. So we see Rehoboam, he consulted with the older men. Let's go to verse 7. It says, what? And they spake unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and will serve them and answer them and speak good words to them, and they will be thy servant forever. Yes, if you, and see, Yahweh Shai, he was a servant to the people. This is why, and I'm going to go here to Mark 10, but this is why our political system is so corrupt, because they're not servants of the people. Here it is. They come in when they campaign. They make all these promises. They particularly presidential candidates. They start going to the hip hop radio stations. They start going to your breakfast clubs and BETs and your barbershops and McDonald's, and trying to act like they the normal average everyday individual. Then once they get in office, you don't see them, man. Now, of course, they got a job to do, but all these promises made, they go out the window, and they feed their own belly or in their own pockets, and ultimately they doing the bidding of the elites who are the wicked. So now let's go here to Mark 10, because Yahweh Shah was the ultimate servant, and that's why he is the model. When you go to Mark 10:42. Starting at 42, it says, this is in NLT, it says, so Yahweh Shah called them together and said, you know that the rulers in this world lord it over their people, and officials flaunt their authority over those under them. Yeah, they get that big head. Okay, they get power hungry, and they know they got that power. And again, um, it inflates the arrogancy. But among you, it will be different. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. Yeah, that's one of the ultimate goals of a leader is to serve. All right. You're doing it for the people, man. All right. A rapper might say, I'm doing it for the culture. All right. Yeah. Just using that analogy, basically. Yeah, a leader is to be a servant. And whoever wants to be first among you must be the slave of everyone else. Yeah, you're working for the people. Again, this is why the government eventually is just going to turn on its politicians, because they're not serving the people. They only serving their belly. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others and to give his life for a ransom for many. Right. Yahweh Shah, he went up on the cross for the nation of Israel. That was part of him serving. That was part of why he went on the cross, man, is to be a ransom for many. If he wouldn't have did that, well, guess what? We would just forever be in captivity. We will ever be disenfranchised, man, shunned from the Heavenly Father, man. But Yahweh being a servant, he bared his cross, literally. Okay. So now let's go back to First Kings. We ended off at 7. Let's go to verse 8. It said, but he forsook the counsel of the old man. So here it is. He's getting wise counsel. They told him, speak good things, serve the people. All right. And they going to do good unto you. It's like your supervisor. I'm pretty sure you brothers and sisters worked a job where you had a cool supervisor and you're more willing to work with them. Now, when you're in a leader position, you're not just supposed to be so playful, because then, you won't be taken serious. But you're supposed to have a cool balance. You just don't want to be a roaring lion where you oppress your people who's under you. But then again, you just don't want to be that pushover. So you got to know when to be firm and know when to relax. All right. And that takes time to learn how to lead, But yeah, here it is. He forsook the counsel of the old men. Let's continue on, which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him. All right. In which stood before him. So here it is. He went to the young niggas. He said, I'm forget the old man. Let me go holler at my homeboys. Let me go holler at little Pook and, little Ray, little Steve. Let me go, let me go holler at them, see what they say. All right. And he said unto them, what counsel give ye that you may answer the people who have spoke to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father put upon us lighter. And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that speak unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than my father's loin. So they told him, like, hey, come down even harder. You know what I'm saying? Come down, what they'll say now, be on that demon time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go hard in the paint. That's what they basically told him. Yeah, your father did that, man. You go hard on them niggas, man. No, don't let up. Don't be soft. Ain't no telling what they were saying, but they swayed him. And now, whereas my father did lay you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father had chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day, as the king had appointed, saying, come to me again the third day. And the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old man's counsel that they had gave him. So, hey, you see it right there. And let's get this. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 34, and it tells you what? Stand in the multitude of the elders, which is what he did. All right. And cleave unto him that is wise. He didn't cleave unto the wisdom that they was giving him. See, all of the elders, they've been there before. They was there before all them young men was born. They seen the pros and the cons of Solomon in the kingdom. They seen the pros and the cons. So they knew firsthand, all right, this is what Solomon did wrong, but this is what he did right. So when Rehoboam came to them, they was like, look, look, dude, answer, look, if you serve your people, treat them good, they was giving them the game, giving them the gems, what they learned from his father. They gonna be good to you. Don't do this. Don't be like, they were schooling him. But guess what? He didn't cleave into the wisdom. He was like, all right, nah. Let me go holler at little JoJo real quick, Which they young niggas and they ain't had that same wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, they your age. Some of them probably a little bit younger, And he listening to them. Let's go to verse 36. It says, and if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Yeah, meaning if you see a man of wisdom, okay, get cleave unto him, man. Try to be around him as much as possible. Okay. Because when you're around wise people, you start utilizing that wisdom, and it'll show in your everyday life, man. You won't have the same pitfalls. All right. It'll help you in your life, man. Just like we see nigger culture, thought culture. Well, that's brothers and sisters being around those particular people, being around that doctrine of being a street cat or a thought, and then you see what that gets you. You see. So let's go back. We ended off at verse 13. So here it is. We say the king. Here it is. We see, and the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old man counsel that they gave him, and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord. All right, everything is the Lord's will. Okay, the Lord meant for the kingdoms to be split. Okay, that he might perform his saying which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Sholonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. Okay, yeah, everything is under the yoke of prophecy. All right, that's everybody in a lot. It wasn't. He wasn't gonna hearken to the old man because it wasn't in the cards. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Um, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 3. This is in the GNT. It says, An uneducated king will ruin his people, but a government will grow strong if its rulers is wise, right? And right then and there, that created that split, that divide. Okay. Because he took wise counsel. But again, the cause was what? From the Lord. It was meant for him to go off, just like it was meant for us to go off and to be in these captivities. Okay. Just like it's meant for Esau to just be the damn devil. And ultimately, he's going to fall from that high, lofty place and be in captivity. Everything is under the will of the Lord, man. Okay. So now let's go back. Because now this is the kingdom divided. Yeah, the united kingdom, the real united kingdom between northern and southern, uh, kingdoms of Israel, all the tribes coming together is the real united kingdom. And it's going to happen in the kingdom. We're going to have a united kingdom for eternity. Okay. Verse 16. So when all Israel saw the king, that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answer the king, saying, What portion we have in David? Yeah, because David, of course, the tribe of Judah, in which Judah represents, again, the three, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay. They saying, What portion we have? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, now see to thine own house. David. So Israel departed into their tents. But as for the children of Israel which dwelled in the city of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. The king Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones that he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee Jerusalem. This is where, that tension, that civil war. So Israel rebelled against the house of David until this day, right? And it's still a split till this day. And it's December, according to the Gregorian calendar, it's December the 2nd, 2024. And it's a split to this day, man. Okay. A split to this day. Why? Because Rehoboam, he didn't use that wisdom. All right. He was an uneducated king, see? He was uneducated, man, at that time. That's why he was supposed to cleave unto what the scripture say? It says, stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise, right? While you a young king, yeah, you're the king, but these men, they've been around. They know, they seen your father rule. All right. Some of them probably remember when David was ruling. You never know. They could go back that far. So you would have been soaking up a lot of information being around the elders. That's why the elders are so important, man. You ever spoke to your great grandmother? She might impart a whole bunch of history about your family that your mother and even your grandmother might not know. Okay, she could tell you, she can go all the way back. Okay. So let's get Did I get that? Let me see. Let me get this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, look at generations of old. Yup, the elders. Okay, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right. So when we read in the scriptures, we're actually soaking up knowledge from the elders. Okay, we taking in, all right, the discourse of our elders, man. When we read particularly these accounts and like books like Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is a great book for just practical knowledge in your everyday use. All right. But this is us. When we read these scriptures, man, this book. These books was wrote for us, man. This is your elder, telling you how to behave to bring more peace into your life, how to rule, how to all types of things, how to control your tongue, how to control your lust. Okay, this is the discourse of an elder. Okay, so let me get this. Romans 15:4 says, what? For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures may have hope. Yeah, so again, this was written for our learning. This was wrote for us to not fall how some of our forefathers and mothers fell. Ultimately, this is the playbook. This is the instruction manual given from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Okay, so I just wanted to bring this lesson out. Lord willing, it was edifying. To the next lesson. Shalom.